Today, it felt official, man. The season's over because we got our end of season pressers from Kevin O'Connell and Kwesi Adofo Mensah. And I do like the questions that were asked, man. Shout out Judd. Shout out everybody that was there asking the right questions that we want to hear. I mean, the obvious questions. And I'm going to give you a couple takeaways of what I heard and what I take away from the situation and from the answers that they were giving. Now, Kevin O'Connell, a lot of beating around the bush, you know what I mean? Just going around the questions a little bit. But when it comes to contract extensions and things like that, I think it was pretty clear that he is going to get an extension. There's no hard feelings. There's no animosity there with him. No, what does Mike Florio call it? Tension with him and ownership. I believe a deal is going to get done, as well as for Kwesi Adofo Mensah, man. I think those guys are going to get extended together, and they should, man, because I think those two guys together put our team in the best position to be able to win a Super Bowl in the near future. Now, when you talk about the quarterbacks, man, they asked Kwesi about JJ McCarthy and the plan, and he obviously made it clear that, hey, it's an investment you make, but there's also nothing wrong with having a lot of talent in the quarterback room. And I think every team would feel that way. I do like the quarterback room when you're thinking about Sam Darnold, Daniel Jones, and a JJ McCarthy. Now, obviously, all three of those guys aren't going to be able to stay, but he made it clear that picking up Daniel Jones was definitely intentional because it gives them an option. It leaves that option open to where they can keep him, retain him on the team, and know that Sam Darnold is most likely going to go get his money, and rightfully so. He should go get his money somewhere else. I think most Viking fans are on board with that, but I'm starting to notice over the past couple days that we have some Vikings fans that actually want to re-sign Sam Darnold and feel like Sam Darnold deserves another shot at this thing because he won 14 games and it's not his fault. It is the play calling from Kevin O'Connell's fault. It is the offensive line's fault. It is not Sam Darnold's fault. That's cool. If you feel like that, we have plenty of months to be able to have that discussion and we can go back and forth and debate about it. And at the end of the day, I'm open for that. But when they asked Kevin O'Connell about JJ McCarthy, you could tell he's excited. They said JJ McCarthy is back training now. He's good. The injury, he's right on time. We will have him available for us starting spring training, I'm guessing, definitely training camp, definitely off preseason. And into the season, we will know for sure if JJ McCarthy is going to be the QB1 or not. And I do believe that's the case. What I get from this presser is Kwesi and Kevin O'Connell both agree that, to me, now this is opinionated because they're not going to give you direct answers, that they're going to move forward with number 9, and rightfully so. They made that investment for a reason. They said that Kevin O'Connell specifically said he's learned a lot about the offense. Speaking about JJ McCarthy, this was a great year for him to just soak in a lot of the football knowledge, being comfortable in the offense and what they do, and even having conversations. What really struck me, man, in a good way was him talking about even when plays fail, them taking that extra step to talk with JJ McCarthy and let him understand why things didn't go as planned. And they get to that next level to figure out, how to make sure it doesn't happen like that again. You fix the problem, being a problem solver, not just, hey, that play didn't work, we're moving on to the next one. It's like, no, this is what happened. This is why that play wasn't successful. Let's talk about it. Let's correct it. And we're going to get you ready. Like, listen, as much as I wanted to see JJ McCarthy play, and I'm sure there's tons of Vikings fans that felt the same as me because I'm a JJ McCarthy fan, this year of him sitting out, I believe probably was one of the best things, man. At the beginning, when it first happened, a lot of fans were saying, Rap, don't stress too much, man. This is a blessing in disguise, believe me. And, it's hard to feel like that right away, almost like how we feel now. It's hard to get over the fact that we're still not in the tournament. It's going to take a couple weeks. I think after the Super Bowl, that's when, at the end of the day, most fan bases will get back and start talking really about off-season stuff, and you realize you're just not the team this year. Only one team is going to be happy at the end of it all. But I will say this, watching Kwesi, watching Kevin O'Connell in their in-season presser, I feel like they have a plan. They always have a plan. I feel like every year since we signed those guys, it just feels good knowing that they go into situations intentionally. And I think this year will be no different. I think we're going to be super aggressive when it comes to free agency. I got that from Kwesi Adofo Mensah's presser today. I think he's going to be willing to do whatever it takes to put the right pieces together, because he said you have to build a team, right? And that's the obvious thing, right? You get signed up as the GM, and it's one of those deals where, look, man, I'm here to build a championship team. I think the moves he's been making over the past 3 years have all been coming to fruition, and you can tell now we have some cornerstone pieces that are going to contribute, and we're just going to build off of that this offseason when you're talking about the amount of flexibility that Kwesi is going to have. When you talk about the draft, man, he loves the draft. Might not have the best grade so far from most Vikings fans, but again, an intentional guy, man. I'm so happy that he is our GM. I felt like that when we first got him, and I feel like that 3 seasons later. I still feel the same way, and you should too. As far as Kevin O'Connell, I felt great when we signed him, and I still feel like that today, 3 seasons later. All right, that's a good thing as a fan of an organization, because I watch a lot of these other content creators for other teams, and they're mad right now. You know, they're mad about the front office, the head coach, certain players that are on their team. I mean, look, man, at the end of the day, as Vikings fans, we're in a great position because we can see the future is bright, right? We know things, that everything now is clear. It isn't we have holes here and there and here and there. We know exactly what we need to address, and that is the trenches. We know that. We know that there's a specific position group that we need to get better at. You can call it 2: interior offensive line and interior defensive line. That is that, man. And I think Kwesi understands that. Another thing real quick, man, that I want to talk about with Kevin O'Connell is, you know, a lot of people, I did a poll, people want to say that he doesn't need to be calling plays anymore. I'm cool with that. I was talking to Papa though, and I said, you know, one thing about Kevin O'Connell, and this is a reason why I do like him, is because I feel like he reflects on the season, unlike a Mike Zimmer, right? What I mean by that is this: Mike Zimmer, regardless of how the season turned out, he's not going back to the drawing board and figuring out ways to be innovative and change what didn't work. I think with Kevin O'Connell, if he understands and he knows, he hears fans calling saying, hey, you're play calling this and that, I think he takes it personal and actually goes and works on that. And I have faith that he is going to work on that and try to get better. All right. We have players that get a ton of yards, make the Pro Bowl on offense. I mean, he put these players in position to do great. And I think he's willing to go back to the drawing board and get better, man. He takes accountability, and I like that. That's one thing I like, man. Look, man, at the end of all this, man, great pressers, but it's official, man. The end of the season pressers are always a little bit sad for fans in general, but Vikings fans, because we know it's officially over, man. Locker pack up. All the players are gone. It's a wrap. They going on vacation now. And we got to wait a couple months before we really start ramping up and seeing our team get back out there, man. You know what I mean? And it's going to be long, but we going to make it through as we always do, man. I appreciate everybody that's been tapping in. Let me know how you feel about the presses down in the comments, man. Appreciate y'all. I'll let your boy.
Yeah, smooth summer, who running? I hear them talking, but they ain't gonna do nothing. Celebration, I might have a toast with you. I'm feeling good, I'm feeling great, I'm terrific. We ain't taking no losses, we winning. Undefeated, check the percentage.